What's good, people? It's about that time to randomly relate, reverse wrench, no hate. So, before I say anything, I want you guys to hear this short interview with Tim Bradley speaking about Gervanta Tank Davis.
What's up, fight fans? Matt the Beast Tucker here for Fight Hub TV, powered by Stagefront VIP. I'm here with Tim Bradley. Tim, congratulations again on the Hall of Fame. A lot has happened since I last saw you. I was just wondering what you thought about Tank's performance against Hector Garcia.
What I expected, pretty much a walk in the park. He dominated, for me. Hector's a 130 pounder, man. I didn't think anything different of it. I mean, the fact that he's facing another southpaw interests me a bit, but I knew Tank was gonna get the job done. He didn't land that hard kill shot to end the night in dramatic fashion, but he still landed what he needs to land to get the knockout win. But I think that Heyman and Mayweather Promotions, they done a great job with him, building him. Great job building the brand. Okay, you got the brand now. The kid is a star. The kid sells out arenas. Now it's time to give him his career. The Hall of Fame career. I'm right here on the soil, right here. Hall of Fame ain't nothing but a few minutes away from here. That's what Tank should be thinking about, man. Want to be remembered for the rest of his career. I mean, the money is great and all, but man, get in there and fight somebody, bro. Fight somebody. Fight somebody that we all know. Somewhere where we don't know who's gonna win the fight. Take that risk, because yes, you're now known. Everybody know you. The brand is built. But can we get the fights now? People want to see.
Speaking of big fight with Ryan Garcia on the horizon, how important is that for the sport of boxing that that fight gets done?
You know what? It's important for Ryan Garcia. To be honest with you, I mean, everybody is hot and cold on Ryan Garcia, including myself. We're not sure what he is. Is he a social media darling or is he a fighter? But stepping up and wanting to face a guy like Tank, who has that punching power, that one-punch knockout power, to me, the guy, the kid, he deserves a ton of respect. So, I'm no longer gonna coddle and say that Ryan Garcia isn't ready for Tank. I'm no longer gonna say that. You know why? Because when you really think about it, he was the guy that stopped. Who was the guy that he stopped in Campbell? Lomachenko fought Campbell. I remember that. I was there calling that at the O2 Arena. He stopped him in the O2 Arena, and not only did he stop him, he went down and got up and stopped Campbell, which is a great fight.
Yeah.
Which shows his heart, which shows his determination. So, is he ready? You know what? Damn it, he's ready. He's ready. He's already tasted the canvas. He knows what that feels like. He could punch. He has great size over Tank as well. And I'm rooting for him. I want him to win, because I'm not a fan of Tank. I'll be honest with you. I'm not a fan of him. I'm not a fan of what he does and how the way he operates outside the ring. And I want Ryan Garcia to knock his ass out. Knock him out. Sit him on his pants. Give him a rude awakening. So, I can hope, but I don't know if that's going to happen. Stylistically, there's some problems that I see that could serve Ryan Garcia up. And if he can fix these problems moving forward in this fight, then he has a damn chance, a damn good chance, a puncher's chance. And with his speed, his quickness, and his youth, he got a chance, no doubt about it. But he got to fix these holes first. And I'm not gonna give you that. You got a trainer. I ain't getting paid for this. You got a trainer, bro. He could tell you what it is.
Tank recently tweeted out some stuff about you. How personal did you take that?
It's not personal. Everybody has their opinion. It's not personal. I just don't. I don't like the guy because of that. I just don't like the guy for what I hear and what I see. I think he's a piece of shit. I honestly do. He's a piece of shit. You put your hand on women like that, bro. You're a piece of shit in my book, bro. You're not a man. My dad always told me, you're a coward. You do something like that. You're a coward. Deep down inside, you a coward. Because you got to pick on somebody that can't even defend themselves. Bro, that's not right. And I don't care about the what happened and all the whatever he's saying afterwards, and she did this and she did that. Boy, you got enough money to go buy so many toothbrushes. So you you can buy a toothbrush company probably. All the money you got, you know, who cares? Obviously, you with the wrong one. Obviously, you did something to piss her off to do it. You know, it takes two, not just one. Oh, look at this. Oh, she did this to me. Oh, Tank, yeah, you know, that's great. Great job for doing what you needed to do, you know. And I'm not stupid. I listened to the video. I heard him in the back. Oh, I heard him saying some stuff in the background on the audio. So, like, I don't appreciate that type of behavior from any man. So, you know, Tank, good fighter, but horrible person.
Okay, so let me say this. I'm gonna respond to that this way. You've never heard me ever say, Ryan's not ready. He's not ready for Tank. He should have 2 or 3 more fights. A lot of people agreed when they heard other people say that. Okay? Whether it was Teddy Atlas, whether it was Max Kellerman, whether it was Oscar De La Hoya himself, it doesn't matter. I've never said he's not ready. Do I think more than likely Tank is going to beat him? Yeah. Can Ryan pull off the win? Possibly, yeah. I mean, I don't look at these guys, okay, like, oh yeah, I see too many, nah, he should wait till he's about 25, 26 before he fight him. Oh no, he should just wait until, I don't look at it that way. Nobody looked at, you know, Wilfredo Benitez and said he's only 17, he shouldn't fight for a world title. Now, if you'd have listened, he wouldn't have won the world title, and he did at 17. No one said Sugar Ray and Thomas Hearns was, oh, I don't think Hearns is ready for Leonard. I don't think Leonard is ready for Hearns. At the end of the day, you accuse Floyd Mayweather of, oh, he fought guys at the right time. He was the master manipulator. He knew to either fight a guy when he was too old or too young. So basically, you know, Floyd is a Marvel hero character. He knows he has mind control. He knows, oh, okay, I can tell when this guy's ready, when he's no. And they got a lot of their facts all mixed up because, anyway, that's neither here nor there. When I look at Ryan, well, I agree with Tim Bradley saying, is he a social media phenomenon or is he a boxer? Because he talks a lot of trash. He called out Tank name to fight at, 140, blah, blah, blah. He's yet to campaign at 140. And to my understanding, if they do fight, it's going to be at 135. At one point, we were saying it was going to be at a catch weight. So what's it going to be? Just more talk, right? And again, it's always with the elite fighters. Well, as far as Ryan getting credit for getting knocked down and getting back up and then knocking out Campbell, it's not just Ryan, it's any fighter. We can give Daniel Dubois credit for getting dropped 3 times and then getting up and winning the fight if that's the case. Okay. Luke Campbell is the best fighter, and Luke and Javier, okay, Fortuna are the 2 best wins on Ryan's resume. Now, not to take nothing from Ryan, Fortuna best days is behind him, and even at best, I still think Ryan would beat him. Luke Campbell has always tried and always fell short in the elite fights to win a championship. So, him winning the fight, yeah, you can give Ryan credit for that. But at the same time, he said he need to see Tank step up and fight real fighters. We all want to see all these guys fight each other at the top, but we see that that's not happening because we already see what happened to the division. Only thing that, you know, it really makes me laugh, I hear what Tim is saying and I agree with some of the stuff he was saying, which we don't have to agree, whatever. It's not about what I think and what he think. He feel what he want, but this is what I think is funny. Look at Tim Bradley's career. Tim Bradley tried to fight like a hard puncher when he really wasn't. He tried to fight like he was Tyson. Tried to fight like Tank. He had to try to go and knock you out when he wasn't that kind of puncher. He beat Provodnikov. He was gifted a win against Pacquiao. I don't see how the fuck anybody thought that Pacquiao lost that first fight to Bradley. But one thing I don't like about certain commentators when they talk is they speak about somebody else's career as if in their career they just dominated. They fought the very best. You know what people seem to forget? Tim Bradley was around with Keith Thurman, with Errol Spence, with Sean Porter. He was around with them. So why didn't he fight those guys? And he retired early. And in his own words, I don't want to do any more damage to my brain than I've already done. Okay. Just because you fought stupidly, you know, and you're in the Hall of Fame, I'm not going to sit here and it doesn't matter to me. Congratulations to him. But he says all of that and make it sound like he was dominant in his career. But then, too, he says none of this stuff is personal with him and Tank. Then he proceeds to go on and call him a piece of shit. And then bring up personal things. Because none of that stuff that happened outside the ring has anything to do with inside the ring. Now, I don't think a man should put his hands on a woman. I don't think a woman should put her hands on a man. I think you should respect each other's space, be respectful, keep your hands to yourself. I don't even think people should say certain things that they say to each other arguing. You understand? But at the end of the day, yeah, I get that. But Tim could have said, look, I don't care about what he does. Like, no, basically it's like this. Let's focus on the in-ring. Because all the other personal stuff has nothing to do with it. See, when people want to point out something about one person, but then they won't bring up another person for doing the same thing, or they'll play nice with other people for doing the same thing, which is why I did the video and I brought up, look at what Mike Tyson went through, look at what Floyd Mayweather went through, right? And now with Tim, he's saying these things about Tank Davis, right? But at the same time, nobody's scrutinizing Dana White. And you saw the video of him doing it the same way. So, you know, at the end of the day, Dana White's name's not even being brought up, probably just by me. You understand what I mean? So it's like at the end of the day, just saying, you made all of that, you said it's not personal, but then you said nothing but a bunch of personal things. You understand about what Tank Davis did, whatever. Stuff like that. 10 years from now, people with Tim Bradley's mentality will still be bringing up what happened with Tank and that person. Wrong is wrong. Rihanna and Chris Brown. Years after that situation happened, you know, what were they doing? Have Chris Brown come on different shows to be interviewed and bringing up the situation with him and Rihanna, and it was over with for years. Rihanna forgave him. They forgave each other. Let's put it like that. They moved on, and people still bringing it up, and it's like, okay. Based on in-ring, Tank Davis is a, 3-time world champion? He has accomplishments. He's done what he's done, and yeah, we do want to see him versus Ryan. We wanted to see him versus Tiafimo. You know, Devin Haney, the Shakur Stevensons, if and when he moves up and stuff like that. Yeah. But it's like, these are the type of things I'm saying. And then when someone says something about Tim Bradley or Andre Ward, you know, or whoever is commentating and being biased and saying a bunch of ignorant shit, because I'm going to tell you something. The same way how he said what he said about Tank, and this is not in defense of Tank, this is just point of what I'm saying. See, I listen to this man and Andre Ward buck dance, and I believe the network tells them, hey, this is what I want you to say and do. And they go along with it. Because, again, let me repeat. Let me reiterate for those who may not have seen the last video. I watched him sit there, and I listened to him talking about how Shaw was controlling the tempo. Shaw was looking real relaxed and poised. Shaw was looking smooth in there, and gave him all the praise. And then at the end of the fight, when they gave the decision to the other guy, he says the fight was boring. I was falling asleep. I was bored. Like, so you went from praising Shaw to saying he lost to Efe Ajagba. It was a boring fight. You know, commentators and people are always going to point out what a fighter should have been doing and this and that. But at the end of the day, that's the analysis of it. When I watch a fight, I like to enjoy the fight. So when I see what's going on, it's like, yeah, you're looking at what the guy could be doing different or what he should, try. Because just because you think of it don't mean it's going to work. But, that type of thing. So I like to enjoy the fight. Tim Bradley being inducted in the Hall of Fame, there's a lot of fighters that have been inducted into the Hall of Fame. Hell, Sylvester Stallone's in the fucking boxing Hall of Fame. He was never in the boxing. He's in the Hall of Fame for making boxing fucking movies. Just saying. But that was personal. You could clearly hear that was personal. It's not personal, but then bring up things outside of boxing. I don't like to talk about domestic shit. Like I always say, that's not boxing. That's news about a boxer. So when I did the video, when I pointed out the situation with Dana White, Floyd, and Tyson, it was just for that fact. Why is everybody acting so nice and being so forgiving and having kind words for Dana White, but still to this day bringing up what happened with Floyd, what was said that had happened? And Floyd there was never any evidence, any proof that Floyd did that. It was just the judges decided, or I believe he's guilty. Same with Tyson. Now when it comes to Floyd and Tyson, people would rather believe Tyson but not Floyd. Why? That's just the way people are. So we talk about a right and wrong factor. You can't sit and crucify one guy, but because you like the other guy, you don't say these things. I never heard him call Mike Tyson a piece of shit. And at the end of the day, just saying, Mike has said and did a lot of dumb shit that he acknowledged himself that it was dumb and he shouldn't have said or did that, but whatever, right? But yeah, I just thought this was kind of crazy, man. When I saw it, I said, damn, Tim just sat there and called Tank Davis a piece of shit. But then he turns around and says it's not personal. Yeah, Tank had words for him too. Tank is not in his era. Bradley commentates. Tank says things about Tim because of the things Tim say about him. So even to hear and see things that go on, you're on a boxing channel, you're on boxing networks to give boxing news. Certain things you shouldn't even get involved in. Just don't even talk about. Because there's people who behind the scenes that are less popular, but they get caught up in shit. You don't bring up or treat them or bring their names up and say, hey, just by the way, there's a guy that worked for this network named such and such, and he went through a domestic situation. He's a piece of shit, and I don't think he should be working here because he's not even No. If Tank was a less popular fighter, it doesn't matter what was said. He probably wouldn't even respond to him. Like, who the fuck is this? Nobody knows you. You understand what I mean? So, because it's Tank. And the thing about it is, if you have a son or a daughter that does dumb shit, you wouldn't want to see them in prison. You wouldn't want people calling them a piece of shit. You would want them to stop doing dumb shit that they're doing. Your heart would go out to them to where that's my son, that's my daughter. Right? You want to see the best for them. So it's best to say less about things that don't involve you. And especially in a situation where you are a part of something where there's many personalities where people are going to have a certain popularity, where a lot of people know of them in this world. And for every time somebody have a situation, even to look and say, man, you know what? You call him a kid, right? So then the immaturity, same with Adrian Broner, right? The same with Adrian Broner. And we've all been vocal about things that Adrian does to shoot himself in the foot, and then he blames Al Heyman and blames Floyd for his own stupidity, So that's things that he do in front of a camera that we see, and that's things that he talk and speak as if it's okay. Now, I saw clips of what happened with Tank, certain things. I don't know about all the videos, but I remember seeing a couple of things. No, I'm not into that kind of shit either. But at the same time, what I'm saying is, with all you said and then said, I hope Ryan knock his ass out, wake his ass up or something like that, right? Well, and like he said, that may not happen. I can wish, but that may not happen. At the end of the day, even still, for you to do commentary, it doesn't matter who you want to win. But I think that that's unprofessional for you to be a commentator. I can say what the fuck I want. You don't see me running around interviewing fighters. I have no desire to do that. I don't care to meet these motherfuckers. They're just human beings to me. I'm not going to sit there, oh my God, AJ, you're such an inspiration. And I just no, you're just another motherfucker named Anthony Joshua that know how to box. No special treatment for me. So you are a sports personality. You are a commentator. And to say that, you know, it's just unprofessional, man. It's just like, but hey, you know what? It is what it is. You remember that guy, Brian Kenny? You remember when he interviewed Floyd Mayweather? And Floyd was chewing his ass out because he was trying to insinuate that Floyd was ducking Pacquiao. And Floyd started chewing him up like, you interviewing me. I'm not interviewing you. You asked me to be here and all, right? People, oh man, Floyd's so arrogant. I hate Floyd. Floyd this, Floyd that. Isn't it funny how right now, in 2023, when people speak about Brian Kenny, what do they say? That motherfucker's biased. I can't stand that motherfucking racist ass. He always saying stupid shit. But when Floyd understood what he was trying to do, a whole lot of you was getting mad at Floyd and saying things about Floyd, not understanding. You see, when people get in front of a camera, they smile, they, you know, do all the, you know, they act a certain way, and you think that that's who they are all day long. Even for the dumb shit, they, you know, like Floyd burning money stuff, he was stupid shit like that. You're gonna just hold on to that. You can see Floyd has matured a lot from that dumb shit, and he's the one trying to keep, you know, Tank in line and trying to keep Adrian in line. Adrian, loose cannon, want to do what he want to do. Like I said, then when he get in trouble, yo, Floyd, I need you. Okay, don't get caught up into, you know, thinking everybody's such a good guy. I remember when I was a kid, my father used to love watching Billy Graham and Jimmy Swaggart. And I remember one time, my pop just didn't understand. He got mad. Now I'll get personal and share a little story with you guys. He got mad because I said, I don't know why y'all act like these people are something special. They're just human beings. They make mistakes just like everybody else. They make wrong decisions just like everybody else. Now you see, you don't know what you're talking about. He's anointed by God. He's the Lamb of God. God sent him to this, blah, blah, blah. He's saved from sin. He don't do the things he used to. Whatever those things was. And I don't believe he's the kind of guy, blah, 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 blah. Following week. This was on a Sunday. In the following week, there was a news report about Jimmy Swaggart, the Reverend Jimmy Swaggart, caught committing adultery. And I just looked at my father. He made every excuse for Jimmy Swaggart. Because in his mind, in his heart, and in his gut, he wanted to believe Jimmy Swaggart was perfect. Jimmy Swaggart could do no wrong. Okay? And when that news came out, that girl probably lying. You see, the devil this and the devil that. Jimmy Swaggart's program came on the following week or whatever it was. I'm so sorry, God. Oh, my soul hurts. Oh, now he's admitting it, right? Well, he's not confessing. He's trying to explain what happened. And you see in that situation now, you sat here and got mad at me because I just said the reality. He's a human being. Why are we acting so, you know, I don't do this shit to nobody, but I just think that what it is, people get so-called, you're not even so-called praising God. You're praising the pastor. And you're speaking like this guy can't do no wrong. And when he was admitting that, yeah, he did it. Now my father standing there with this stupid look on his face like, he can't believe Jimmy Swaggart did that. I'm just waiting to see if he's going to apologize to me for getting mad at me for nothing. He never did. And that's my father, my flesh and blood, okay? The reason that I'm here, along with my mom. And this is what happens when we look at these people on video, TV, whatever. You think that these people are something different. Like, what if next week something happens with Tim Bradley and he does something out of character? Now imagine somebody calling him a piece of shit continuously. Years go down the line and they're still holding on to what he did or whatever that situation was. Just saying, man. You know, like I said, this is not in defense of Tank Davis or whatever, but see, whenever Tim Bradley, you know, opens his mouth to speak and he says things very vulgarly, it's like he can say what he want, but when you say something about Tim, oh man, Tim's a good guy. Man, fuck you. You don't know Tim Bradley. I don't know what he is, but I do know that that was really unprofessional. Let's just be real. You think when news announcers are you know, speaking on, just say, you know, you take the, wherever you from, okay? But just say, like, for example, you know, all the networks in New York. You think that they're not New York Jets or New York Giants fans? And of course they want to see them win, right? But imagine, for example, right? Who does Tom Brady play for now? Whoever he plays for. Let's just say they play against the Giants and they win. And let's say Tom Brady does something special, right? Throws a pass when it looked like it was all but over and their team wins. Imagine the commentators saying, well, I mean, even though, forget Tom Brady. Let's take Brett Favre, because we know about the shit he's doing. Now, I think he's a piece of shit. But imagine you hearing a news broadcaster saying, well, I don't know why everybody's cheering for the Green Bay Packers and Brett Favre. He's a piece of shit anyway. You know, the fucking guy went out there and did what, right? You'd be like, whoa, damn. Now, even though they'd be telling the truth about what he did, it's a time and place for that. Now, it's not like he did it on the network. He's doing it here on Fight Hub TV, you know. But people have personal things. And also, I want to point out, if he can sit here and say that now, you don't think that when these guys are commentating that they're being biased? You don't think that, especially when it's someone who basically is a part of the same brand as them? You don't think that they're trying to lean towards whoever, you know, the favorite is? You don't think that they're kind of coached on, don't say this, or try to, you know. Think about it. Look at what he just said. Imagine a conversation with him. Imagine him commentating on the Tank Davis fight. Just imagine that. After what he just said on top of that. Imagine him being at the Tank Ryan fight if it ever happens, right? But just imagine him being there and Tank start whooping Ryan's ass and get him out of there. You already know deep down inside. Just because of, now if he didn't make this video, or if you didn't hear anything about him and Tank exchanging words, whatever, you wouldn't even think about it. But hearing him say this, you know deep down inside, he knock out Ryan, he's gonna be like, fucking, I hate that motherfucker, piece of shit. This is what I'm talking about. And I tell you guys all the time, I'm no fan of nobody's. I'm not starstruck. I don't give a fuck about Tim Bradley and none of them on a personal level. They are just human beings. Aries is a human being. No matter what we accomplish and do in life, it's the same. You're no better than nobody else. And nobody's better than you. Characteristics, how you carry yourself as a person, how your heart goes out to people, the type of things you do, doesn't mean you're going to be in everybody's favor. But just saying, you have a certain job to do. And like I said, you do not see Aries running around interviewing fighters, going to gyms, sniffing up their asses, trying to ask questions, and they're disrespecting. You've seen guys do that. They're walking with the guy asking questions. This motherfucker's turning his back, taking pictures, ignoring, half-assed, answering questions. You know, just saying things. I remember one time, it was, Ellie Setback was sitting there, reporting. He was sitting on the train. It looked like they was on a train with Bernard Hopkins and Roy Jones. They were coming from or going to a Hall of Fame ceremony or something. And you know, Ellie has a habit of asking stupid questions, man. Like stuff. He asks you questions that make you cringe. You like, really, Ellie? And he asked Roy Jones and Bernard Hopkins. He's like, who's the faster between the two of you? And Roy Jones looked at Ellie and said, why you standing there acting stupid? No, I'm just saying, like, he's like, nah, what I'm saying, you, come on, man. Like, you gonna ask who's the fastest? You standing acting stupid like you don't know the answer to that? And I'm sitting there laughing like, damn, Ellie, you love getting told off. You ask dumbass questions. And then Bernard Hopkins, he said something to the effect, like, let me just say it like this. I remember he said him and Roy Jones just, lining each other up, and he said, I want to throw a left hook, and Roy threw a left hook. And all I can say is, before I can move, I'm like, what the fuck just happened? Like, basically, Roy hit him before he even knew. So that was Bernard Hopkins' indirect way of trying to say Roy is the faster fighter. Now, who with two good eyes don't know who's faster? But this is, stupid shit. So I understood why Roy responded how he did, but my whole point is, my reaction would have been different than Ellie's. See, because ain't nobody gonna be calling me stupid and disrespecting me, and I'm sitting there trying to do an interview tonight and all this shit, and nah, I'm not built for that. So let them go out there and chase these fighters around. You understand what I'm saying? Just know, if you talking to Aries, you talking to a fucking man. You talking to a warrior. You ain't talking to no little bitch that you gonna be, saying smart shit to, and I'm gonna sit up here trying to. So, see, I'm not cut out for that. That's not what I do. That's why I do things the way I do. And I'm nobody's fan. So, just wanted to get that video out. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section about Tank and Tim Bradley's situation. Talk to me in the comments, y'all. Never fall in love with lies. Remember, the truth brings hate out of people, and I will catch y'all on the next video. Reporting.